God bless you guys. Rocco had to go to the bathroom.
So you
That
will be
means
here
we
shortly.
may not see him. I don't know.
Sean, I have to go to the. Never mind.
Okay, Rock, I'm gonna be at the panel. You laugh. I'm not kidding.
So,
This is
Dr.
Action Flick
Flanery.
Chick right here,
Yes.
by the way.
Hi. Katrina Hill. Thank you. Well, I'm just going to start, and then David can join us if he makes it, if he gets out all right.
Wonderful idea. Is everybody having a good time? Hey, for those of you cats that don't know, I have a couple jiu-jitsu academies in LA. So, here's the dealio, as they say on the streets. This is a backpack with a t-shirt for my academy. So best question wins it. How about that?
Awesome.
And that'll be decided by...
There he is.
Yeah.
That's what they teach in Hollywood. Do things like that.
Techniques for upstaging.
That's 101. That's the...
Upstaging 101. Oh, they should do that. Like have like when you go to like UCLA or University of Texas, have like how to be a movie star. You know what I mean? Or, well, actor. Like
Rocco, ladies and gentlemen. Just dropping pearls of wisdom left and right.
This is the most you're gonna get out of me.
Okay, well, I'm going to start with, we all know why we love the Boondock Saints. So I'd like to hear from you guys why you love the Boondock Saints.
Take it away, Rock.
We don't. Oh. We love you for loving it, really. You guys brought it to life. We didn't. No, wait, maybe we did. But no, we like it with the fans, yeah? Because you guys sure didn't like the other movies I did.
Oops.
Good rock, man. Now, for me, it's, I enjoy being a part of a script that, whose subject matter I believe in. I stand behind it. It's, I think some cities do need a couple saints, to be quite honest, without breaking the PC barrier too violently. Yeah, I think some cities need it. I stand behind it, and it's wonderful to be a part of a film that so many people embrace, I read the script and I fell in love with it. So it was everything about it, It's just the brotherhood, the fact that, these two guys are so close, they'd risk their life and rip a toilet out of the ground for a loved one. It's, it's a good project to be involved in,
And between the two films, were there any particular scenes that you really loved filming that were really fun?
All of them.
All of
I can't enunciate that enough. It truly is a dude film. Dudes doing dude stuff. Nothing's PC. No jokes are off limit. It's like, it's so un-Hollywood. When you go to a Hollywood set, there's these protocol and guidelines, and you can't say this, and God forbid you do that. And this is just not that different. It's literally like a studio gave us a camera and said, go make a movie. We're like, no shit? Really? You guys aren't coming? Oh, whoa! It really was like that. So we had a ball doing it. Every frame of that film, we had a ball doing. Seriously.
Yeah, that was the truth. No, I mean that.
In 2 words. Yeah.
It really was, though. When you think about it, at all times it was funny. It was like there was this really, I felt that it was a really kind of cool thing because like Sean and Norm, being in the movie, meaning Connor and Murphy, they had to break down this door. And so Troy's over there and says, okay, Sean, you go down and you kick the door open. And Norm goes, why does he always gets to kick down the door? And, you know, they're over there arguing, but you know in that way. And then Sean goes, no, you get to jump off the roof. You get to break down the doors. I don't get to break down the doors. And it was kind of funny, and you could see it gelling there.
You want the real story? This is the real story. So Norm doesn't even go up to me. He goes up to Duff. He's like, why does Sean always get to do the rough stuff? And Duffy comes over here. He's like, Flanery, come over here. He's like, Norm wants to know why you always get to do the rough stuff. I was like, I don't care, Norm. Go. Well, before we roll, let's test it one time. Go kick it in. Norm walks up and he goes. Okay, Sean can kick it in. True story, man. True story. He gave that thing a swift, violent little... Okay, let Sean do it. I was like, attaboy, bro, attaboy.
Now, I also heard that there was an interesting story that went along with the scene in the first film where the cat explodes or meets its maker, involving maybe a prank.
A little bit of trivia.
David?
I peed myself when we shot that. Just a little, but I peed myself because of that cat. Tell him what happened, Rock.
No, you know, for some reason, Troy was saying, whatever you do, don't move after you come down like this on the table. And whenever I say, that's it, or whatever. And he kept pushing, whatever, you just don't move. Just don't move. And I thought something was weird, because he kept telling me not to move. And they had this big beer keg right here under me. And there was a force somehow from that thing where it lifted my chair up. And I just went in the air.
This was a fucking air cannon. Me and Duffy at lunchtime, we would just take shit from lunch and fill it in this air cannon and launch it back into the lake behind Toronto. Just to see it go boom! The thing was incredibly loud. It was a shotgun. We're like two little kids. We just like macaroni and cheese. Boom! Like watching it go into the lake. And it was loud as... So Rock goes, is it loud when it goes off? We were like, no, Rock! No! No, Rock, it's really quiet. And you have to sit there. Don't move! And Duffy's like, don't move, Rock.
And I mean, the chair...
Serious, don't move, Rock. And he sat there. And when this thing went off, like what you see in the movie is real life shit. Like we told Rock to sit down. Rock said, no! Oh! God! Ah! Ah! It's the fucking realest moment in the movie for Rock. And if you see me, my right hand just very quickly glances down to the Jimmy Johnson, because I peed just a little bit. I was like... That's a true story. So I just tore down the fort.
So were there many other pranks going on since the Hollywood
God.
execs weren't there?
Yeah.
Any that you can share?
A lot of R-rateds that I can't relay. Yeah, I mean, pranks are a daily thing. You know, you can't stick that many dudes in the same room without them pulling shit on each other. You know, just that's the way it happens.
All right, we're going to start taking audience questions, so go ahead and line up at the microphone if you've got something to ask. There is...
Yes, sir.
No?
How's it going, guys?
Good, brother. Yourself?
Good. So it's just a question for you, Sean Patrick Flanery. You started, like, one of your first roles was young Indiana Jones. How does that kind of spoil you, traveling all over the world? Because you guys shot that on location. As an actor, as a young actor, I mean, how's that impression you throughout your career?
Well, I mean, obviously, Young Indy's opened every door that's open to me today. I mean, I wouldn't have done Boondock without Young Indy. It was a wonderful job. And just to put it in perspective, it's like, I went to 56 different countries. You know, I'm from Texas. I'm a Texan. Wow. So... fuck yeah. When people go, yeah, rock and roll, it's like, no. That's rock and roll. That's fucking Texas, baby. Yeah. So I'm from Texas, so I'd never left the country, you know, so I got that job and I was in London, like, whoa. I had to get a passport for that job, you know? It was a wonderful experience. I learned more about the world than I did in 4 years of high school and 4 years of college. It was a wonderful experience. I worked with some huge directors. I worked with huge stars. When I got off, my first episode was with Vanessa Redgrave, and my girlfriend in it was Elizabeth Hurley. There was Christopher Lee. There was some huge names. But number one on the call sheet was some dude named Sean Patrick Flanery. Who was that? You know, so there was all these huge stars that I had to kind of play second fiddle to some unknown dude. But I mean, it was a wonderful experience. I chatted with Vanessa Redgrave, got some amazing old Hollywood stories, and you know, she's just such a wonderfully flavorful character and person. That happened on every episode. There was huge directors, you know, from Simon Windsor to Terry Jones of Monty Python. You can't really start higher than that. There's really no place to go, you know. It was a wonderful experience. It was 4 years of film school. I learned everything that I know today being on that for, you know, almost 6 years, actually. So it was a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful experience. And I got to pick up chicks at a Hooters with George Lucas.
Cool.
True story.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Next.
Hey, my question's for David. One of my favorite lines from the movies when you were talking to, I think it was your girlfriend, or your girlfriend's friend talking about going to the store and buying smokes. Was that your line, or was that written for you?
Oh, that was written.
Oh, man, I was hoping it was yours.
Yeah, I wish I really liked that. I thought that was I mean, if you know how, like, if you're a guy, how a woman can really chap your ass.
Oh yeah.
And so many times,
Hey,
you know,
and vice versa.
you've wanted
Pure
to
rockism
say
right
that. Even if she isn't a whore, you just the hard time she gave you, you just want to say, you know, I can't buy a pack of smokes without running into, you know. Good line. Felt real good saying it.
Yeah, it was.
But I didn't.
Yeah,
it
it's my
wasn't me.
favorite. Thanks.
So was there much improv going on?
Yeah. I mean, the whole Mantage in part 2 we made it up on the day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That we did.
Yeah. It's like, dude, so there's a lot of improv going on, you know, both action and, you know, for dialogue. It's and in that respect, that's what I mean by it not being a real Hollywood film. There's not a writer going, oh, no, there was a comma after that. It's like, you know, Duffy's like, fuck, that's cool, do that. You know, it's just, you know, it's kind of a big think tank, which makes it neat and interesting.
Just gotta take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Next question.
Okay, hi. This might sound like a weird question, but yesterday I got a slight hug from David, and I was wanting to see if maybe, Sean, you could give me a slight hug. You know, maybe, I don't know if you want to upstage him or anything, but...
No, go sit down. See, that is fucking acting right there. I'm a master thespian. Get your ass up here and give me a squeeze. You little filly. Come to me, baby. You're very welcome.
Hi. I'm really short. Apparently I'm short. Okay, so I know I'm not going to win with this question, but I wish Redis was here for this. Can you please tell the horse story?
The horse story?
Yeah.
Didn't Rock just tell it?
The horse story.
Yeah.
Oh, that was hilarious.
I would just like to hear Rock say that again so I could hear Rock go, you know, even if she isn't a whore.
No,
One more time.
She said horse.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. That is a funny story, though. But you know what? You know what it is? With the great part of that story that he doesn't really say is that his horse. He was on this horse, and this horse wasn't right. The one that Norm was on is like they have at the kiddie park, you know, little kids. But like Sean gets this horse that's dangerous, you know, and he gets on this and he's just bucking this thing around. He's in the air, and like everybody is, and Flanery's over there. Don't worry about it, you know.
Duffy's like, turn the camera on that shit, fucking film that shit.
But
Swear to God, 4 hoofs off the ground, trying to lose me. It was.
yes, yeah.
He makes me sound
And I
cool,
mean,
but I was like,
really, he's not bragging or anything. He was just like, who's that fucking guy, Tonto or a Lone Ranger?
Lone Ranger, man.
Yeah, and so now after you see all that, now just imagine that, all that's going on. Now you have a crane lifting up Reedus onto a horse.
That's not made up. That's not made up. Reedus was in a harness, like being lifted, like, and they lower him on, and then this horse, and he's like, okay, we're cool. They're like, should we unbuckle it? Not yet. Hang on. And the phone call previously, right? Duffy calls me up because he wrote this part in Ireland with horses. He's like, Flanery, can you write it? Ah, fuck, I forgot you're from Texas. Never mind. Click, hangs up the phone. Which is what you do, you know? It's like when somebody goes like, what do you think about people having guns? Oh, never mind, you're from Texas. Fuck yeah, of course. Never mind, Flanery, of course, you're from Texas. I'm like, goddamn right. So, yeah.
But tell him the rest of the story with Norm, how he was on his
they asked
horse.
Norm. He calls and asks Norm. And Norm's like, you know, I don't know if you guys know, but in Hollywood, like, actors are so full of shit. Like, if I was a typical actor, you'd say, like, how tall are you, Flannery? I'm 6'8". Yeah. And they say it with a straight fucking face, too. And you're like, really? Because I'm 5'11". You're like 3 inches shorter than me. It's like shit like that. So he calls up Reedus. Reedus, we wrote this part in Ireland, takes place. You got to be on a horse. Can you ride? Oh, yeah, I've done multiple equestrian pieces in film and cinematic. And yeah, he went into like grave detail about his equestrian skills and shit. English, Western, whatever, no problem. On the day, crane this motherfucker, no shit. I've broken my horse. I'm pulling up next to Reedus when they're craning his ass in a harness onto this horse. They lower him down, like his balls haven't even touched the saddle. He's like, hey, slow down. They lower him on, unhook him. Now what we have to do, we're sitting there right next to each other. The horses aren't even moving, right? And we have to roll cigarettes. Now, I'm the first one to fess up on shit I can't do. I've never smoked a damn life, can't roll a cigarette. So Reedus is over there going... and smoking like that. And if you look at me, I'm going... trying to look cool smoking a fucking cigarette, right? So I can't do that. I look like shit. I'm fessing up, right? Reedus can't fucking ride a horse. So when it comes time to shoot, he's finally like relaxed. The horse isn't moving at all. And Reedus is doing his fucking like Jungle Gym, Cirque du Soleil cigarette roll. And the horse just adjusts itself. Didn't move, didn't run, didn't talk, didn't scream, didn't reach its neck down to get hay. Fucking adjusted himself like a little package switch. Horse went like this. Oh. No sooner did that hip hit the ground, he's like, Flanery, it's moving, Flanery, swear to God, it's moving, it just moved, Flanery, dude, please, God, please. Fucking cigarette falls out of his mouth, it's tumbling, we're about to start a forest fire because there's hay everywhere, he's panicking. And I'm literally looking at him like, dude, it just fucking, please. So I reached over, grabbed the horse, pulled him in. I've never seen that level of panic in my life. It was fucking hysterical. And every time he talked to Reese, he's like, that's not how it went, really. I was just in character.
Right.
You know, when I say this, I pick on him. He's like one of my best friends in the world, so he's got plenty of shit on me, trust me. He's just not as vocal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Luckily for you, right?
Yes, luckily for me.
Hello.
Hello.
So one of my favorite things to do is to start up debates amongst my group of friends by saying, all right, Boondock Saints, which of the 3 main stars is hotter? And it gets some really interesting debates going. I just love sitting back and watching. So my question is, have you guys ever had debates or discussions
about
as
which
to
of us is hotter?
which of you attracts more girls? Which of you is hotter? Are you like, oh yeah, I'm the stud here, and somebody else like, no, it's
You know
me.
what the funny thing? The metrics for this, and I study metrics. I know my stats. The funny thing is, this is the truth. Chicks tend to dig Reedus. Dudes dig me. I don't say that with pride. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. And I'm not saying in a weird way. But the dudes, like, the chicks will come up to me and go, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And the dude will be like, dude, fucking loved you, man. She likes that one, but nice. That's the way it goes, man. Generally speaking, that's the way it is.
Well, what's the love for Rocco over there?
Everybody fucking loves Rocco. There's no debate over Rocco. There's never been a debate over Rocco.
I will say, though, out of all the debates, you're the one that's won more than the other guy has. Sorry,
Well,
my name's
well.
Norman.
Well, maybe my stats are off, you know? I gotta reprogram my Google Analytics in there.
You know, I thought they were talking about Reedus, Sean, and Defoe. I didn't even know what was that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Hi, just for the record, you're my... Anyway.
Right on.
So, because, Powder is one of my favorite movies ever, but
Thank
I
you
won't
very
get into all
much.
that. Like, I can't even talk about it. I'll start crying. But as a very long time Flanery fan, I've been looking for this CD that you did, like, long time ago. I can't find it. If anybody, at Ray Howell is my Twitter name if y'all want to find me. But anyway, I was just wondering, you have a beautiful voice. If you could sing a little bit for us, please, for Ray. Long-time fan. I deserve this a little bit.
Say it again?
I'm a long-time fan. I deserve it. Like 17
Well,
years.
since my baby left me,
Bum, bum,
well, I found a new place to dwell.
bum, bum.
Well, it's down at the end of lonely street. That's Heartbreak Hotel. I'll be this lonely baby. I'll be lonely. I transfix my backup singers here.
Thank you.
No, I appreciate the flattery. Thank you,
And
man.
I love you.
Okay, first question for Rocco. Sean said that he let us all know why you were the last to come in. He said that you were using the bathroom. My question for you, did you wash your hands?
No. I never wash my hands because I do it without touching it. I do.
He's like Reedus with a cigarette and a lighter. He's like... And then for the shake, he does that old school helicopter we did when we were 5 when we first discovered the trouser worm. And then he plops it back in, and he just bumps for the buckle. Bump. And he's good to go.
Now you think about it, all the people that touch that thing to turn
Every
the
dude out
water
there's gonna
on?
practice that shit when you get home, too.
Yeah. That Seinfeld was funny. Remember the Seinfeld? When the guy's the cook, and he sees him coming out of the can, and he doesn't wash his hands. He says, I'm going to cook you a good meal. All right, let's keep this going.
That is deeply disturbing. Okay, well, my main question is, knowing the if you could go back, knowing the following that the film would get now, the original film, if you could if you could go back and do the original work again, what would you have done differently, knowing what you know now?
Oh, that's like the best or the most painful sound. When kids are upset, it's just so bad. That's a happy chuckle. Okay, love that. What would we have changed? I wouldn't have changed anything. I wouldn't have gone back. I would have elected not to go back. But I mean, obviously, hindsight's 20/20. I mean, everything. I mean, if you do that, you're chasing yourself forever. I mean, you're never going to look back and go, flawless, don't change a thing. But it's a moment in time. I think we all made decisions on the day, and I think we're happy with the decisions we made. When you look back, things could have been differently, tweaked a little bit better. But I hate to go back and second guess like that. It just keeps you running in a circle. But I'm really happy the way the movie turned out. It was a magical little moment for all of us. We were all kind of brand new. We're still kind of brand new in the industry, but it was a wonderful little moment that I think we had a neat script. We all liked each other. I mean, it's kind of. It is truly amazing when you do a movie and you like each other forever. You know what I mean? That's really rare in Hollywood. It really is. I can't tell you. My peer group is martial arts guys, because that's what I spend the majority of my time doing. But I do so many movies that, when you meet people that you dig, you hang on to them, But Boondock, it's like I still keep contact with all of them. Just a crew of good guys. That's a little moment where you're blessed when you have that, when you leave a job with that many friends.
Next.
I think we all agree with that. Thanks.
My name is Martha Worley. I run Flanders Fiends on Facebook and Twitter. And this is actually a shout out for my friend Brittany Clark. She goes by Brittany, what's her middle name? I'm sorry. Brittany Price. I'm sorry. Brittany Price Clark. And she has cancer. And how many hands here are Twitter followers know her? And there are a few of us here. I would like to have you guys do a shout out for her. I have video here. She's going to hold it because I cannot hold things right now. I'm too nervous. And I would like everybody, audience participation, if everybody could say, Brittany, we love you, and fuck cancer at the top of your lungs.
Hey, everybody watch here. We're going to do this on sync, right? 1,
What are we going to...
2... We're going to make it up on the day, so it's going to sound...
I know, right?
We're gonna say, Brittany Price, we love you. Fuck cancer. God bless. We're adding that little bit. I don't care what you believe, we're adding it.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Brittany Price, we love you. Fuck cancer! And God bless you, baby. Trains Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, by the way.
All right. You have a question?
Hi, Sean. So, we drove 22 hours just to be here, and I have 2 requests from you. Where's Devlin?
How many hours?
22.
You get 1 request at 20 hours, so at 40 you get a second. It's normally the way I do it. I didn't make up the rule.
Where's
I'm kidding.
Devlin?
Say again?
Where's Devlin?
Oh, he's somewhat close by.
And I want to hear you sing your part in Grief from The Devil's Carnival, since it was just
Tears, John. Tears, John.
No, not
Little
just that. I didn't drive all
Oh, you want the whole thing. You want the 12-inch remix.
At least like 3 lines from it.
I will give you your own personal little grief serenade. Although it's not that romantic of a song, right?
So,
You'll
anything
take it
romantic from
anyway.
you, Sean.
I will do it for you.
Right now?
No, not right now.
You can see him after the panel.
So what were your guys' favorite action sequences in the movies to film?
Rockenstein. It's all you, brother.
Action? Define action?
Any of like the gunfights or any of the fights that were just particularly exciting?
Or maybe when that porn chick was dead and you reached over and... That's an action sequence for The Rock.
Yeah. I like coming into the room saying, pack your shit. I really enjoyed that. I mean, that was action. We weren't shooting at each other. But I like that. And then I like the guns, I like their scenes on the tables.
During that porn scene, we went in and we shot Ron Jeremy. Rocco, the chick's sitting there and her mammary is exposed. And Rock goes, after we shot it, he goes, Is it wrong that I chubbed up just a little bit? It's like, no, Rob, I would question you if you didn't, actually. That's solid. Would it be in character? All right, I made that one up, man.
Okay.
I actually didn't.
My question is for you, Sean, and it's a quirky question, but you're always talking about Texas and being a Texan and being proud. Do you know how to Texas two-step?
Yeah, can you? Can you line dance?
Of course I can line dance. Yes, of course, man. I'm from Texas. I'm like really from Texas. Not like that made up stuff. Like I bought some boots and I live in Manhattan. No, I'm like really from Texas.
so you can.
Of course I can.
Not line dancing.
I can line dance, I can two-step.
No, not the line dancing.
What?
The two-step.
Yes, I can two-step, I can line dance, I can do it all.
You can you
I've
do it?
actually
We'll
been
just
on the
have to
mechanical
take your
bullet
word.
gillies way back in the Dizzy, which, for all you city folks, that's day. Yes, I can, yeah, absolutely.
Do you have a lot of, do you like country music?
Yeah, I do.
Who's your favorite?
You know, believe it or not, my favorite country artist is Elvis Presley, because, yes, he is. He's a country artist. I mean, he is. You know, I like specific songs by Johnny Cash. I like every contemporary stuff. I like Randy Travis. I like Willie and Waylon. Blue
Who
Eyes.
does that song, All My Exes Are From Texas? Who does it?
Yes.
George Strait?
George Strait's recorded some killer records, you know. I'm a Texan.
Okay.
Yes.
So did you even have to do any gun training for the Boondock Saints?
No.
Dude, he trained us.
True story. Like Duffy calls us over. He's like, all right, you know, before we shoot, these are Beretta 9s. You know, I want to show you guys how to lock and load and to clean these. I want you to declip them. I want you to take the slide out. I want you to take the spring out, you know, the trigger release, and then I want you to reassemble it back. And he starts doing it, and I'm like, it's that button right there, brother. Click. Yeah, there you go. He actually forgot. He's like, oh, okay, thanks. It's like, you can go sit this one out. Norm, get over here. Seriously, like Duffy was like, it was one of these buttons. I'm like, it's that slide release there, right there, brother.
Hey, what's up, guys? Love the first and second movies. They're like fantastic. My question is, especially the way the second one ended, when can we expect the third?
Rock?
Gee, I don't know. I don't. You might be waiting a long time. Like, how old are you?
20.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's that? Rock?
Well, you know, Troy claims he wants to do a third. You know, I don't know, but I think he's working on the TV right now. The
Not
show.
an actual TV. He's got a tube, hooking a tube in, replacing some vacuum tube. No. Yes, who's next?
Hello, I'm kind of short. I think it's always interesting when a Texan has to take on another dialect. So you're a really awesome storyteller, Sean. Could you kind of take us into when y'all were learning how to talk with an Irish accent? And did you ever pretend like you were the Lucky Charms elf and was like going, I'm the Lucky Charms?
Yeah, how would that be? How would that be? In nomine Patri Filii, Spiritus Sancti. I'll get my fucking roll. Not really as menacing, right? Right? You know what? It's dialects they're doable for everybody. They just require homework. And if you do your homework, you can get it. I mean, everybody adopted the dialect that they speak in now, and if they were raised in London, they'd speak very differently. So we all have the mechanics available to us. It's just whether or not you're willing to do the homework. What I did is a Formula One pilot drove for Ferrari. His name was Eddie Irvine. I studied him, and I based my specific colloquialism, that dialect, off of him, because that's for the region that I wanted the character to come from. So I watched all of his YouTube interviews, and he's born and raised there, so that's what I mimicked it off of. I really don't like when actors mimic off other actors, because then it's a watered-down version of a watered-down version of a watered-down version, you know? So I went right to the source, and you know, I hope I pulled it off, but that's what I did to base the specific dialect off the characters, Eddie Irvine.
Hello. Since we all know your names, can I have your signs that have your names on them, please?
Sure. You're very welcome.
Next question. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. We got. Well, let's finish the line out real quick, and we'll be done. Because she's flashing the "Get the hell off the stage" sign. Yes.
All right. I wanted to talk about my friend Roger real quick.
Yeah.
He couldn't come to Comic-Con, but he thinks that he can bake better cakes than me. And we haven't had the competition yet, but I already know I'm gonna win. And I wanted Rocco to tell him that I make better cakes than he does.
Wait, what's his name?
His name is Roger Moore. If you'll say that for me, please.
Roger, her cakes are much better.
Tell him his cakes are shit.
Her cakes are lousy, they're shit. Her cakes are better. I would eat her cakes any day.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
My question's about the dialect too, because Andy Serkis said that when he redid Smeagol, it was hard because so many people had copied him to find that voice back. Did you have trouble between the first and second movie? Because people had parodied you or pretended to be you so much?
No, you know, and this goes into, you know, my philosophy on acting and the job itself. It's you know, when people say like that, it was really, really tough, really difficult to find. It's like, oh my God, man, we're not digging ditches here. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, you did it once, you can do it again. It may take some homework, may take a little focus, but it's very doable. You know, it's not like it's a big task. I haven't had a real job in 24 years, man. Seriously, man.
We know.
People go, man, it was just the turmoil to bring this character to life. It's like, first of all, you didn't bring shit to life. It was written there. You said the words. Some people did it better than others, but you read the words. Maybe you added something, and maybe you were very good at it, but you didn't bring anything to life. You know what I mean? You played the part. I mean, the script was written very well, you know? If the least I have to do is learn a dialect, I'm going to shut up, turn the TV off, and learn the dialect. You know? It's like when people come and they go, oh man, it was just too difficult, I couldn't do it. It's like, you played 4 hours of fucking video games yet. Of course you didn't do it. You know, you didn't take the time to do it. It's like life is so easy, you know? We got a job like that, it's like the least I can do is show up and do the dialect. You know what I mean? It's like, sometimes when it's away from you, it takes another 10, 15, 20 minutes, maybe an hour, 2 hours, but you launch right back into it, you know? That's what you do. They pay us a lewd amount of exotic currency to do it. Least I can do is show up and do it. And they let me dance with a penguin.
Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I have a question. It's kind of a two-part. One, you have a very extensive amount of work you've done. Is there anything that you just really, really wish, damn, I wish more people would have seen that? And is there anything you would have gone, damn, I wish I would have done that?
Absolutely on both of those. Man, I've done steaming piles of donkey dung that I'm like, please nobody see this. And then I've done some things that I'm like, I wish more than my mom had seen this, you know?
Okay, name one.
One film that I did that I'm really proud of and it really touched me and moved me was Into the Fire. It's a film that I did called Into the Fire. And one person clapped, two people have seen it, you know? Okay, and 1,000 people, 4, you know? But, you know, there's always films like that, you know? And there's films that you do that, there's so many variables that come together that make a film either work or not work, that it's always an opportunity to screw it up or to make a good project. More the former than the latter. But I'll tell you, it's like, in my opinion, you start off with a script based out of 1 of 100. If you start off with a script that's 100, it's a perfect 100 script. You can never elevate from whatever that number is when you read it, and I'll tell you why. If I write, the most beautiful girl in the world walks into the room, when you read it, if you like brunettes and I cast a blonde, I've already ostracized 50% of the public. I've already made it untrue. But to everybody that reads it, it's the most beautiful girl in the world. So the minute you start casting, even if somebody's amazing, the most you can do is stay up to that number. So if Boondock Saints was a 92, we did an 88, and I think we lived up close to it. But you can never really hit that exact number. When somebody says, I really elevated this script, well, unless you rewrote it and brought something that wasn't in the script, no, you didn't. You just made it as good as the writers intended it, because your imagination is a magical place. And to think that you can replicate everybody's imagination, it's just insanity.
Okay, give me the name of that movie again.
Into the Fire.
Okay.
I'm very proud of it, and I think it's a neat little piece.
Thank you.
Rock. What? Movies for you that you're proud of that nobody's seen.
Everyone.
All right, I'll be real.
Okay, unfortunately, I think this is going to have to be our last question because
Okay, I'll be real quick. First off, who is crazier to work with, Willem Dafoe or Ron Jeremy? And also your favorite gun.
Favorite gum?
Gun.
Oh, gun. favorite gun for what? Every tool for every job, you know?
There you go.
What am I going to do with it?
As far as on the movie, which one was your favorite? I mean, I
Oh.
know you guys primarily use 9mm, but
Yeah, I mean, the Desert Eagle, it's a novelty toy, right? It's like a 20-pound thing that you couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with. It's just too heavy. It kicks. It's inaccurate. It looks neat, but Beretta 9's pretty faultless. You can drop it in sand. It's not going to jam. It's accurate. Packs a wallop. It'll deter people. It's easy to use. You can conceal it better. Where do you want me to stop, man? You know what I mean? The perfect gun that I would give to a 86-pound woman and expect her to hit things, long barrel 22. You know what I mean? Not a lot of stopping power, but she's at least going to hit her target. A lot of people say, what's the best camera in the world? The best camera in the world is the one that you have when cool shit happens. It's not like that $20,000 Nike. What's the best gun? The one that she can hit shit with.
There you go.
Not the fucking Desert Eagle. She's like, So, different tool for every job.
Right on.
And what was the second one? The
I
first
was
question?
wondering who was crazier to work with, Willem Dafoe or Ron Jeremy?
They're both fucking lunatics, man. Ron Jeremy would he would forget that he told me jokes. Every time he'd see me, he'd be like, Sean, he's I'd go, so Ron, what because as a dude, you have to ask. You're like, dude, did you ever get laid in high school? Like, wouldn't that scare people? He's like, it's only 2 inches from the floor! He'd tell me that every fucking time I saw him. He'd forget that he told me. I'm like, from the floor, yeah. And I'm sure it is, you know what I mean? It's like... And then Dafoe, everybody knows he's a big method actor. Well, the only line that he methoded to me, method actor, I don't know if you guys know what I mean, but you stay in character. You make the cast and the crew insist that they call you by your character name and never refer to you as who you are. And the only line that he would always recite, we were in Toronto at the Brass Rail at a strip club, and this is what Dafoe would do to me. One line he kept rehearsing over and fucking over with me. We were at a strip club, the Brass Rail in Toronto, earmuffs for all you youngins. And he'd go, I'm sitting next to him, and he'd look at me and he'd go, when the waitress would be there, he'd go, fag. I'm like, She'd walk off, she's telling her friends, like, I'm like, fucking thanks, brother, thanks, thank you. Fag. I'm like, they're both fucking lunatic, but they're both great human beings, man, great human beings. I'm telling you, Ron Jeremy is one of the friendliest, nicest cats you'll ever meet. And Willem's a super good cat. It's rare that in Hollywood that you meet those, but like I said with Boondock, it's like everybody on it. Super solid individual. Let me tell you guys this. I think, and Rock can add, every time we do one of these and the room is filled with you guys, it's truly a monumental experience for me, for Ritas, for Rock. To have a room fill up with people that just want to ask you questions and talk about your life is truly flattering. And I say that with as much volume as I can. I hope you guys understand it. We should be so lucky. When I say I haven't had a real job in 24 years, it's because of people like you. I get to play make-believe, man. That's what I do. I get to play make-believe. And it's not a real job because I even acknowledge that we're way overpaid for the stupid, replaceable shit that we do. Some of you guys out there, if you quit your job, they have to find a replacement, but anybody would do my job, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't forget that my first job, if somebody came and Scorsese said, hey, Flanery, I'm gonna put you in my movie, but you gotta pay me 20 grand, I'd fucking find 20 grand. I'd be calling my parents, my mom, my friends, he's gonna put me in a movie. No other job is like that. Nobody said, I'm gonna let you dig this first ditch, but you gotta give me 5 grand. You're like, fuck you. I don't forget that. Rock doesn't forget it, Ritas doesn't forget it, we know where we came from. Thank you guys so much for showing up and appreciating what we do, because we appreciate what you guys do. It's incredibly flattering that you guys show up, and God bless all of you guys.
And thank you guys for being
Now,
here.
who wins this? What was the question that was the best? Action flick, just to call it.
I don't remember.
It's an Academy backpack.
Give it to Brittany.
Who asked the horse question?
Jiu-jitsu right here.
Over there.
You guys, God bless you guys.
Thank you, baby.